Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Amen.
Joseph is betrothed to Mary, but discovers that Mary is pregnant. Now, our modern sensibilities might cause us to misunderstand the problem here. In Christ's day, once betrothed, people were free to be more intimate, shall we say. The wedding feast was viewed as a celebration of what had already been decided. So the scandal of Christ's conception was not that Mary was pregnant out of wedlock, as the phrase goes, but that Joseph knew the baby was not his. If this were discovered by the community, strictly speaking, according to law, Mary could be stoned to death. So by the time in which they were living, this punishment was no longer in use. Still, Mary would have lived in dishonor, unmarriageable, an economic burden on her family. Since the baby was not his, Joseph would have been well within his rights to protect himself from the taint of scandal by lodging a complaint and ending the betrothal. But he's an empathetic man and does not want to expose Mary to disgrace. So he's thinking about dismissing her quietly, the text says, which means without letting others know why. He wants to do the right thing, the compassionate thing, as it were, but as is so often the case, what we humans think the right thing is, given our very limited view, and what God thinks the right thing is, differ greatly. God therefore sends an angel, a messenger to Joseph, and tells him not to dismiss Mary, but to go through with the wedding. Joseph is obedient to God and marries Mary. Mary, of course, had already consented to God when the angel Gabriel announced that she would bear a child. "Let it be with me according to your word," she said, bravely and humbly taking on a role that she knew was perilous. She knew that Joseph might reject her, but Mary had faith. If that was what God wanted, then so be it. God would take care of her one way or the other. Now her faith is fulfilled in part by Joseph's displaying a similar faith. He too is essentially saying, "Let it be, God, as you advise." This could not have been easy for either of them. They both risk disgrace if people think there has been scandal, and people love to think there has been scandal. Just a hint of something, and people would run with it and ruin both their lives. This scapegoating allows those who are less advanced in their faith than Mary and Joseph to distract from their own inadequacies by pointing the finger at someone else. "Oh, look at them, they're terrible people. Don't look at me, look at them." Whereas actually we have our own stuff to deal with. Of course, every community has people who prefer scapegoating to self-reflection, and I suppose it always will, I don't know, but Jesus will eventually, of course, fall victim to that very thing. But then that's anticipating Good Friday. So let's just spend our time now enjoying the beauty of Mary and Joseph's faith, which is built on empathy and the ability to trust. They not only humbly trust God, they also trust each other. And that trust is built on their ability to empathize with each other. Faith is not, in other words, mere belief and intellectual assent to something. It's not, in other words, believing in some fact, so much as trusting that God will wrap all of our troubles into something meaningful. Potential scandal, crucifixion, nothing is outside of God's ability to bring something good out of it. Such faith comes out of that heart of empathy, and we come to church to develop that very thing, to develop our ability to empathize and to trust. And it is a slow and challenging process. Mary and Joseph had a well-developed faith. Modern psychology would say, well, no wonder Jesus turned out so well. But Christianity sees that there's more to the story, a story that began before Christ was even conceived, when God arranged for such a child to be born to such parents. Matthew specifically tells us that God had planned it in advance. He writes that these events had been predicted by Isaiah. All this took place to fulfill what had been spoken by the Lord through the prophet. "Look, the virgin shall conceive and bear a son, and they shall name him Emmanuel," quotation from the Bible, because the original passage had nothing to do with the birth of the Savior, the passage in Isaiah. Matthew lifted it from that story in which the prophet Isaiah, around 733 BC, was encouraging the king of Judah, named Ahaz, not to fear an alliance made by two of his neighbors, King Rezin of Moab and King Pekah of Israel, I'll write in the text later, against the powerful kingdom of Assyria. The two kings had asked Ahaz to join their alliance against Assyria, but he had refused because of his fear of Assyria, a powerful nation. So the two kings planned to attack Ahaz. In other words, their message to him was, join us and risk attack by Assyria, or we'll attack you ourselves. The prophet Isaiah tells Ahaz that he has nothing to fear from these two kings. He offers Ahaz a sign of his own choosing. Choose whatever you want, and God will do it for you, so you know that I am right about this. But the lily-livered king, actually I like the word pusillanimous. I don't know if you know it. It's the Latin word for moral cowardice. So the pusillanimous Ahaz is too afraid even to ask for a sign when it was offered to him. And Isaiah at this point is somewhat perturbed at Ahaz's cowardice, both before humans and God. And he says, is it too little for you to weary mortals, that you weary my God also? We translate these things into this very elevated English, but I think it's a little more gritty in the original text. Therefore the Lord himself will give you a sign. Look, this woman, he points to a woman, is with child, and shall bear a son, and shall name him Emmanuel. And he shall eat curds and honey by the time he knows how to refuse the evil and choose the good. For before the child knows how to refuse evil and choose the good, the land before whose two kings you are in dread will be deserted. That is, Isaiah sees a young woman standing nearby, asserts that she is pregnant, and says that before that child she bears knows the difference between good and evil, the two kings whom Ahaz fears and their kingdoms will be no more. As it turns out, Isaiah was right on all accounts. The alliance of the two kings proved futile. Just as he had predicted, they did not even have the strength to defeat Ahaz's army, let alone Assyria's army. They retreat in failure, and eventually Assyria conquers them both, but leaves Judah alone, Ahaz's country, essentially a client state, but not invaded. In quoting this passage from Isaiah, it is unlikely that Matthew, a literate Jew, did not know the meaning of the original passage. And it's not only referenced in Isaiah, but its historical details are spelled out in 2 Kings and 2 Chronicles, exactly all its political machinations and everything. So he must have known that he was reappropriating the text, giving it a new meaning. But isn't that exactly what God does? God tells Joseph, look, I'm putting the birth of your son in a new context so that it seems scandalous in the eyes of people, but it's actually a holy thing. God gives new meaning to things and brings us out of the darkness of our established ways into the light of possibility, of purpose, of God's redemptive love. And the circumstances surrounding Jesus' birth are actually exemplary of Jesus' eventual mission in the world, turning dark to light, ignorance to truth, fear to faith. So what do we learn from all this? Well, we see in the story of Mary and Joseph that God is deeply involved in our lives, but not in order to make us comfortable. God is helping us to grow in faith, to develop our empathy and our ability to trust. And this may require facing ourselves and accepting the discomfort and risk that come with that. As we grow, we resemble Ahaz less, and Mary and Joseph more. We are learning how to say, let it be with me according to your word. Amen.